Welcome children to the next session of MySQL revision, where we will be learning more about select statements but with aggregate functions. I am Sangeeta Nag, who teaches informatics practices to your class. In the previous session, that is in MySQL 4, we learned about some clauses of the select statement. These clauses work on each row of the column and output displayed are of individual rows. For example, if I have 6 rows in table teacher and I use the statement select star from teacher, the query will return 6 different rows. But if I use the aggregate functions, these functions will work on the whole column or table. And the output displayed may be one or more values, but definitely less than the number of rows in the table, which means queries without aggregate functions work on single row at a time, while queries with aggregate functions may work on one or more rows. The result given by ordinary queries will be the number of rows the query is affecting, while the result given by a query with aggregate functions will be less than the number of rows in the table. The aggregate functions that we will learn here are sum, average, maximum, minimum, count. The table that we will be considering for examples in this session is table teacher, which has columns TID, TName, TSAL, TPost and TGender. TID is a unique identification number given to each teacher. TName is the name of the teacher. TSAL is the salary earned by that particular teacher. The post the teacher has in the school, that is TGT, PGT or PRT, and the gender is whether the teacher is a male or a female. We are going to consider only 6 records in the table. So we come to the first aggregate function, sum. Sum, as the name of the function suggests, this is used to calculate the sum or total of a particular column. Say for example, I want to calculate the total salary paid to all teachers. So the query is select sum inside brackets TSAL from teacher. The output displayed here will be like this: sum TSAL as the heading, and below it the total of all the salaries present in that particular columns, which amounts to 3,20,000, will be displayed. But now if I remove the aggregate function sum and write the query as select TSAL from teacher, the output will be as follows. At the top the heading will have just TSAL, and below it all the individual salaries one by one will be displayed to display the column TSAL. That was the difference between the aggregate function and the ordinary query that I have shown you over here. The next in the line is average. As the name suggests, average is used to calculate the average of any column. Say for example, I want to calculate the average salary paid to all teachers. So the query is like this. Select AVG and in brackets TSAL from teacher. The output displayed will be as given below. There will be a column and the heading to that column will be AVG TSAL, just as we gave it in the query. And below it we will have the actual value after the average is calculated. In this case it is 53,333.33. If I remove the aggregate function and write the query, select TSAL from teacher, it will be the same simple query which we discussed earlier. Next we come to max. Max means maximum, but in short we use it as max. Max is a function which helps you to find the maximum out of a given column. Say for example, I want to find the maximum salary from the column TSAL. So the query is select max in brackets TSAL from teacher. The output displayed will be as shown in the slide. The heading will be as given in the query, that is max and in brackets TSAL, and below it 70,000, which no doubt is the maximum salary for that particular column. To move on to the next aggregate function, we have min. Min is opposite of max, which means it helps you to find the minimum value from a given column. Say for example, I want to find the minimum salary from the column TSAL. So the query is select min TSAL from teacher. The output displayed will be min and in brackets TSAL as the heading, and below it we will have 14,000, which no doubt is the minimum salary in the table given in the third slide. Finally, we come to the aggregate function count. Count function is used to count the number of occurrences of a value in a particular column. Say for example, I want to find how many records are there in the table teacher. My query will be select count in brackets star. Star stands for count anything. So select count in brackets star from teacher. The output with the current table will be 6 with the heading at the top as count and in brackets star, because that is what we had given in the query. With these aggregate functions, you can also combine the where clause, like clause, between clause, etc. Let's see a few examples of the same. For example, you want to display the maximum salary of only females. The query will be select max and in brackets TSAL from teacher, where T gender is equal to single quotations F. Notice that we have used the where clause along with the aggregate function max in the select statement. So the output will be 70,000. Why? Because we are asking for females, and what are we asking it to display? The maximum salary from the column TSAL. Let us take another example to display the total salary paid to all PGTs. the query will be select sum in brackets tsal from teacher where T post is equal to PGTs. The question said total salary paid to all TGTs. Now how will you know that you're supposed to use sum? The word total tells you that you have to use the aggregate function sum and all PGTs, because all PGTs, where will you find them? In the column T post. In this way you can mix and match the aggregate functions with the clauses and try the queries on your own.